Hello everyone, my name is Lucent and welcome to another mod review. Today we're going to be reviewing a mod called Artcores Custom Wands. Now if you're thinking in the realm of Harry Potter, you already got yourself the right idea. Now it's been a little while since I last uploaded one of these because I've been so busy with my FNAF Secret of the Mimic series. So if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure to do so after this video. Now starting off with what this entire mod revolves around is this Viz Arcana. Did I say that wrong? Absolutely. So I'll be referring to it as Viz from now on. Now to get this Viz, you're gonna have to mine one of these 4 ores. You can get them in a normal stone ore, you can get a deep slate ore, the nether variety, or the end variety, which means you can get them in all 3 dimensions. Now my favorite one is probably this one because of the colors really like go well with one another. Is that how you say it? Yeah, there's probably a better word for that, but they go really well with one another. But to mine any of these ores, you're going to have to get a golden pickaxe. You can only mine these with golden pickaxe. If you got yourself an iron pickaxe, that's no good. You're not going to be able to get the ore. Now, similar to any other ore, if you fill the crafting grid with this Viz, you can get yourself a block of Viz, which looks like this. Similar to the block of raw iron. It has that bean texture, except these are blue. Moving on to what you guys actually want to see, which is the rods and the wands. Starting off with the divining rod. Now for this, you're going to need yourself 8, which is the most expensive one of this Viz, along with a stick. And moving on to the blaze wand, which you need 7 Viz, a blaze rod, and a golden ingot, just like this in a crafting table, and you got yourself the blaze rod. I do also want to mention that I'll be going over all the crafting recipes before actually testing out the items. Moving on to the breeze wand, where you need 7 Viz, a breeze rod, and an iron ingot. And then we got the ghast wand, which is 7 Viz, a ghast here, and another ingot. I know, very similar crafting recipes so far. Now we got the glow wand, again, 7 Viz, you got yourself the glowstone dust, and a stick. And then, lastly, the ender wand, which is 7 Viz, an ender pearl, and a stick. I do also want to mention that this wand is the only one that's a one-time use. Once you use this, you will not be able to use it again. And lastly, for this first row of crafting recipes, we got the mana fruit. But you can't craft the mana fruit, you gotta plant it. But first, you gotta craft these mana flower seeds, which you're gonna need torch flower seeds in 3 Viz. And I will demonstrate how to grow them. You're gonna need yourself a hoe, a piece of dirt, mana flower seeds, and you can just wait it out, but I'm not. I'm just gonna use bone meal. Put the dirt down, hoe it down, get yourself the seeds. All it requires is 1 bone meal, and bam, you got yourself a mana fruit, which I think is pretty cool. Let me put all of these back. I don't really need them. Wham, wham, wham. And the mana fruit, as I'll display here, it fills you up, fills the hunger up, and it also heals you. You might see the effect that like I had for like a split second. I believe that's regeneration. I'm not sure what exactly it gives you, but it does heal you, which I think is pretty cool. Now, before we move on to these wands, I do want to mention that this mod does also add charms. As to craft these charms, you're going to need to put 7 Viz and a nether star in the crafting table just like this. And now, the middle isn't actually empty, but what you put in the middle is what it depends on what charm you'll get. If you put a Heart of the Sea in the middle, you get yourself the swimming charm, feather, levitation, spider eye, invisibility, glistering melon slice, a charm of health, phantom membrane, slow falling, cocoa beans, haste, sugar, speed, foot, jumping, powder, strength. So it works very similar to potions, except these go in a crafting table. So let's say, for example, that you got yourself a Heart of the Sea, you put all of this in a crafting table, and wham, you got yourself a charm of swimming. Now how these work is you're just going to put them in your hand, you're just going to use them up, it has a little bit of a cooldown, but then you get the effects. I have the Conduit Power and Dolphin's Grace for 5 minutes. Now, it does require a nether star, which is very pricey, but that's because these never run out. There is simply a cooldown, but you'll be able to use them infinitely as long as you have XP. Because as you can see, I currently have 28 levels, but once I use it, it uses up a level. And now all of these work similarly as the swimming. So for example, for the speed one, I'm not going to use the speed one actually. For example, if I get the slow falling one, let's say, if I use it up, I'll get slow falling, has a little bit of a cooldown, but it does use an XP, and they're all the same, pretty much. You can use them all in similar ways. There is also a charm of fire resistance, but as of recording this video, this one is uncraftable. So I'm not sure how exactly you're supposed to get it. Maybe you can find them in a chest, or maybe it's just a simple bug that they'll fix in the future. Now, what you guys have been waiting for are these wands and rods. I don't know why they differ in names, but you know what? I'm not gonna get into it. Starting off with the divining rod. Now, this divining rod finds Viz for you. However, I personally haven't found it very useful because, as you can see, if you're around the ore, it won't tell you that it detects the presence of Viz, which I'm very close to, by the way, but it just doesn't detect it. It only detects it if I actually click on the ore. And I mean, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. I mean, I don't need a rod telling me that it detects the presence if I can see it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be, oh, is this Viz? Oh, this is Viz. I'm not going to waste, like, well, how much is it? 8 Viz on something that is pretty useless. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to work. In its current form, I don't find it very useful. Moving on to the Blaze Wand, I don't actually know how much damage. I tried this out in the wild, then I tried this in my lab, but you know what? I've already gone over everything. If it destroys everything, and so be it. We got the Blaze Wand. Actually, before I destroy those wooden blocks, I'm going to start off with the Glow Wand first. Now, this isn't going to be as useful as some of the other ones. However, if you're a builder that doesn't like torches, then you might find it a little useful. Let me go into this dark little corner over here. All the Glow Wand does is, bam, it makes an invisible light for you, which you can then block. If you don't want the light anymore, you can then just block it up with a block. So wham, and the light isn't there anymore. It is also important to mention that all of these wands, like the charms, will use 1 XP. So if I put a block right here, only works on the ground for some reason, it does make me lose 1 XP point. So that's important to note. Now moving on to the more interesting ones. Starting off with the Blaze. I already said this. But it's just like when a blaze attacks you, that's pretty much what the wand does. Wham, set something on fire. If your friend's house is right over there, but you don't want him to see you, you know, flint and stealing it, you know how loud that thing is? You don't got to no more. All you got to do, point at their house, and wham, it's going to be on fire. Hopefully this doesn't burn down my lab. Similarly, the Breeze Wand will do the same attack that the Breeze does. If you shoot it, it'll do, I forgot what that's called, but it'll shoot whatever hopefully that doesn't go in my dog area. I'm sure it'll be fine. You can also, is this going to kill me? Probably. Oh, I have slow falling. Hey, that's actually pretty useful. And then now we're moving on to the gas rod. Now this, I know for a fact, is very, very, very destructive. So I'm not going to be using it inside just yet. Maybe I'll use it inside, but you know, after I do everything, because this is going to be pretty pricey on me and my lab. So, I mean, we'll wait on it a little bit. First, I want to show you the Ender Wand. Now, this Ender Wand, like I said, is a one-time use. You're going to right-click on to set your location first. Let's say I want to respawn right here. If I'm in trouble, I'm going to respawn, or I'm going to set it, I mean. And then let me say I go, you know, over here, let's say, right? I'm over here fighting the weather. It's not going very well. I'm at half a heart. Wham! I teleport right where I set it. I think it's really useful, but it is kind of pricey for a one-time use. But you know what? If you're in trouble, it's kind of worth it. I'm not gonna lie. I also don't know how rare exactly this Viz is. So hey, maybe you'll have an abundance of it, and all you can like craft with is a bunch of ender sticks, you know, or ender rods, or whatever they were called. And that, you know what? That wouldn't be too bad. Now this is a pretty damn big explosion. Should I do it here? Oh, then I have to pay to replace the lab. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. You know, this is all probably gonna get destroyed, but you know what? Let's go for it. As you'd imagine, it just does a gas attack. It actually didn't do as much damage as I did in the wild, but yeah, hopefully my whole lab doesn't get burned down, and then I have to, it's gonna be pretty expensive. Anyways, that's what it does, and that's all of the wands and rods gone over. Let me know what you think of the mod so far in its current state. I'm sure there will be updates in the future. I honestly think it's a really cool addition. I like it. I like how you can find the ore in all of the biomes. I think that's pretty unique because none of the ores do that at the moment. Also, as always, this mod is available in the description. There will be a download link so you can download it for yourself and implement it into your mod pack, or just play with the mod itself, whatever you would like to do with it. Either way, make sure to click the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed. And as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me, and have a great rest of your day.